Alright guys, hello. This is going to be a new video that
Hello.
Yep. I'm going to start calling this Friends Discuss, and what you're seeing on the screen right now is some gameplay of Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Now, Friends Discuss is an idea that I had where the both of us talk about what we think of a game, slash video, slash whatever we want to talk about. And today's first video presentation is about Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
Yep.
So, the first thing we're going to talk about is gameplay mechanics. There is a lot of jumping around, flashing lights through hallways.
Running around.
Yep. You're always going to want to focus on the quote-unquote breathing sounds that the animatronics make, which is ridiculous because of how low it is. And people always put their volume on max, and in the result, actually get a humongous ass jump scare.
Well, my friend Matthew says that Scott's gonna update the game by amplifying the sound.
Yeah, but there's something going wrong that's saying that Scott might update the game to increase the sound cues, is what they're called, so you don't have to put your volume as high as 100%. Now, another thing we want to talk about is the door closing. Basically, you can see the closet or the doors, and if you ever hear a breathing, you close the door. However, if you do close the door and they're actually not at the door, the next time you go to that door, you will either get jump scared or they will actually enter the room and jump scare you, which is...
Oh, but how can we not forget the little Freddy's and the Faxi in your closet?
Yep. Faxi watches you sleep as he enters your closet, and when you open the door while he just enters, he will actually give you a jump scare, but you being the nice little asshole you are, you can actually shut the door mid-jump scare and interrupt his animation. So, the point is, you're actually supposed to keep the closet closed as long as possible until...
To watch Foxy go through his metamorphosis to become a cute little adorable plushie.
Yep. And another one is where you turn around and you look at your bed, where there's going to be nice little Fredbears that are going to sit on the bed. Now, what we also want to mention is night 5 and 6. I believe on night 5 is the night where only Golden Fredbear is his name. I almost said Golden Freddy or Fat.
It's when things get like all climatic.
Basically, he's the only animatronic, but he actually is. You have to approach him very differently. If you stare at him for even a second, you will get an instant jump scare. And if he's on your bed and you don't check within the first 3 turns, and what I mean by turns is if you visit the left door, then the right door, then the closet, and then turn around, he won't be there as he will jump scare you.
Basically, you will die.
Basically. Now, if you stare at him when he's outside, he will instantly teleport into your room and jump scare you. Now, what we're going to end up showing you now is the Nightmare animatronic. Basically, it's
the character what everyone loves to see.
Yep.
We got Freddy Fazbear, as we mentioned before, Golden Fredbear, Chica, Bonnie, Plus Trap, Faxi, and of course, Cupcake.
Oh yeah, the Cupcake is an actual jump scare now, which is very ironic because there's actually no way to control the Cupcake. It's always random. So far, from what I've seen and from what I've played, the Cupcake will always have a high chance of entering your room if you don't watch Chica that often. So if Chica doesn't have to be at your door, but like...
Basically, Chica throws a grenade, thinking that grenade would be the Cupcake.
Yeah.
And then it kills you.
Yeah.
End of story.
It's actually the only jump scare, or animatronic I'm going to call it, that you actually have literally no control over, that I know of. And finally we have the new animatronic they added, Nightmare, which only makes an appearance in Nightmare and Night 2020 mode.
Basically imagine Golden Fredbear recolored black and yellow.
And his head is actually also transparent, which a lot of people speculated is just what his name is. He's just the little kid's nightmare. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is the story arc of Five Nights at Freddy's. What do we know about most of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise story?
Well, basically, the bite of 87.
Indeed, which is also shown in this game, which no one expected. It wasn't even an accident. It was just a dick move.
Yep.
Spoiler alert, by the way. You skipped? Good. Now, what the the Bite of 87 actually happened was that it was a little kid's birthday, and he ended up actually getting thrown into Fredbear's mouth by his jackass brother, and Fredbear closed his mouth and basically ate.
So Fredbear caused the Bite of 87.
Nope, it wasn't Foxy. And the basically what the story used to be was that purple guy went around murdering victims in most of the Fredbear's chain. However, Five Nights at Freddy's 4 goes completely out of that story arc's way, focusing on the Bite of 87 and the victim. However, I do want to bring in some science here, so beware of that. When someone gets their frontal lobe removed, as some experiments have been shown, frontal lobe is actually where most of your emotions come in. So the fact that the kid actually got his frontal lobe taken off, the game shouldn't even be existing at all. Like, this game is pointless.
In the words of the phone guy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing what the human body can do without the frontal lobe.
Yeah. The thing about the frontal lobe is that the reason why I say this game should be impossible is he has no fear. The kid has no fear emotion or fear energy to be put into himself, that he basically can't have any nightmares. He can dream, yes, but he can't have any nightmares. And what you're seeing on the screen right now is actually one of the mini games that progresses onwards through the story, and he won't stop until you find.
Oh, we forgot to mention the plush trap minigame as part of the gameplay.
Oh yeah, the plush trap. Basically, what the plush trap is after every night, which should come up on the screen momentarily. Basically, what the plush trap is just a game. However, if you do succeed in its mini mission, you get to skip until 2 a.m. in the night, which has proven to be some a useful skip for most people that I've seen. Also, this is his sister's room, and for some reason, Mangled is in their room. Now, what my theory is that Mangled is just basically the kid that you're watching right now. He was actually at the restaurant where Mangle was usually played around with, and he just had his sister. He imagined his sister, since Mangle is a quote-unquote female. Everyone thinks it's a male, but it's a female. Since he associates Mangle as a female, he associated with his sister. That's why the kid keeps all of the male
animatronics,
except for Chica, but Chica is the mainstream. And that's a jump scare that basically that's his brother.
Also, notice how Golden Fredbear follows the kid everywhere he goes in the mini games.
Yeah. Oh, here it is, the minigame Fun with Plush Trap.
Ah, yes.
Now you have to make sure that he lands on the X, so that you actually get.
And the funny thing is that we see him in Five Nights at Freddy's 3. Am I right?
Yeah, he's the main antagonist. However, there is something funny about shit, I was gonna say something.
Springtrap?
Yeah, but
And by the way, as part of the game, you have to land Plush Trap into an X on the floor. If you do that, you get the extra 2 hours off.
If you don't, you either get a time over or a jump scare. Now, I just remember what I was going to say. This game really makes you focus on the audio keys that I did mention earlier. So, if you do pay attention to the audio cues, you can actually get through the game relatively easy without many jump scares. And that's another thing I want to talk about. Freddy's jump scare is, even if you can see it yourself, it's pretty rare if you play the game just right. Because if you turn around and you see the little Freddy plushies,
Freddy's no longer observing his prey.
Yeah. And it's ironic because if you play the game just right, you don't have to worry about Freddy jump scaring you, basically.
Uh-huh.
Now, I want to go back to the story arc. Basically, this game goes away from it, talking about the Bite of 87. The phone guy's irrelevant in this game, which actually made a lot of people disappointed. So he is no longer an issue to worry about here as well. But the issue is the science behind this and the animatronics. So, and one more thing I want to talk about, which was the third topic that I do want to present, is the fan base. Five Nights at Freddy's fan base managed to get Scott Cawthon to produce 3 of these, even after the first one being the most success that he's had. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was also very good, but not as much as 1. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 took a completely different approach with only one animatronic, however, you did have to deal with phantoms. And the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 came in.
Which was Nightmares.
Nightmares. No cameras, no voice, no audio, no nothing. Just
breathing.
Just breathing and a door. That's it.
And then running like you have diarrhea, and it's starting to come out a little bit.
Yes. But now what I was trying to reference earlier is, without the fan base, I don't think this game could actually have ever existed. However, we do have a funny story that we would like to mention.
This actually happened, like in a YouTube video that I watched.
Or that we watched. Basically,
I will explain.
Alright.
If any of you guys remember in the posters for Five Nights at Freddy's 4, like the trailers, according to the fans, when you line up the images, like for example the image of Bonnie, there's some numbers that lead to an actual pizzeria.
Yeah, like most of the picture that Scott Coffin puts, they mostly have secrets that you have to brighten the image of.
And one secret in particular was just a group of numbers that lead to
an actual pizzeria in real life.
And you know what the fans did?
They called them.
Yes. And at the point it got so severe, Scott Cawthon had to change the numbers of the
posters on his teaser trailer thing.
Yeah.
Damn. One more thing that we want to talk about before we end this friends discussion thing. When you beat Night 8, you actually receive a chest at the end, which actually has locks, which might be in the DLC. Yes, this is the only game in the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise that will get DLC. It has 2 locks that you can actually fiddle around with, and then afterwards you get a text that says, some things are just meant to be kept or locked away for now. And some of the people have actually gone into the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 data and actually found out what was in the thing. It's called Dire 9 or something like that. Something 9. And nobody knows what it is.
9?
Yeah, people are assuming that the DLC might actually be the coding or the details needed to actually activate Night 9. Because there's a video that significates that Night 9 is pointless because there's nothing there. So yeah, that is basically our discussion. Now we want to talk about the cons of this game. Like, we talked about everything, now we want to talk about what we think is bad about this game. The first thing we want to talk about is the audio cues, right?
Of course.
That just destroys everyone's ears. It's like humongous ass ear rape.
But Scott's gonna fix that.
Hopefully, yes, which is one con that nobody has to worry about. 2 is that I don't like how the story, as you saw, there was a little Fred plushie on the bed. I don't like how the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 story has nothing to do with the actual Five Nights at Freddy's franchise at all. And I hope that the DLC actually includes something relevant to the story, because...
To make it somewhat canon, or else you're gonna get involved with the Sonic games have nothing to do with like the main story, like Sonic and Secret Rings or the Dragon Ball movies.
Yeah. The thing is, the reason why I'm saying this is because Five Nights at Freddy's 3, when you beat the game and you brighten up the image, Springtrap is still alive. So we don't know what that actually means. But Five Nights at Freddy's 4, it's just a bite of 87's victim, but then again, that still has nothing to do with the story arc.
And besides, there's still speculation about, like, Mangle being in the game, or like... So yeah, that kind of ruins it.
That too. Now, one last thing I want to talk about, that's the ending. The thing that Scott Kaufman did is that if you went to his website a few days after Five Nights at Freddy's 4 was released, you see a picture that says The End, and underneath it says thanks for playing, right?
But there's a question mark.
Yes, you brighten up the image, and there's a freaking question mark at the end of The End. So what does this mean? We have no idea, but what I want to say is thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos, content, tutorials, discussions like these. The next video will be about another game that we want to talk about. So, to all my fellow Sane gamers, I will say...
Should we reveal what game it is, or...?
No, because we still have to talk about that.
Yes.
Yes. So, we will see you all in the next video.
So long, guys.